Hello, hello, hello. How we doing today? Hello, hello. Perfect. All right. Turn that volume down so we stop with the reverberation. We're going to go ahead and start tapping. We're going to tap right now in relation to you believing that you can heal. Now, what does healing mean? Healing means a whole lot of things to a lot of different people. Healing could mean the disease that you have or have been diagnosed with, you want it to go away. Healing can be the ability to get back on the court, back on the field with as much, maybe even more strength, flexibility, freedom that you had before you suffered the injury that caused this major setback. Healing can be getting back to your work because whatever happened to you made it so that you can't complete your job. And we need a job, or some of us enjoy our job, right? I enjoy my job very much. Are there some things about my job that I'm learning to enjoy more? Yes, there is. But I do enjoy seeing that sparkle, that gleam in people's eyes when they get it, when we cut out all that excess wiring from their nervous system, when we balance their chakras, when we find the root cause of the what is going on. For instance, you may have had an injury recently, but that doesn't mean that's the root cause to what's going on within your system today. The root cause may be way before that. And the root cause may be all tangled up in other weeds as roots. That makes sense? I hope so. Because that's what I'm doing when I'm working with you. I'm looking for the root cause. So we're not just cutting off the flower, cutting off the weed at the ground level. Because if you know anything about weeds, they will instantaneously grow back. They are resilient sons of guns. I've said sons of guns like 3 times a day. And that's what we want for you. We want that resilience of the weed. But unfortunately, the weed, the roots are down in there and they permeate and then they drop seeds and it just grows and grows and grows. And now I am diagnosed with a disease. I have pain every single day. My belly hurts all the time. I can't work. I'm mentally unstable and emotionally imbalanced. I have PTSD. The list goes on and on and on. So what does it take to heal? Well, let's bring up some pictures to share with you here. Give me a moment. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. Building a castle in the sky. Just the two of us. All right. So we asked, what does it take to heal? Well, here comes our screen right now. When I am working with you, I'm working with every single bone of your body, especially these bad boys, because contrary to Western medicine belief, these guys actually have a bit of movement. And when we suffer a head injury, that movement can be impinged or changed. And therefore, it causes a change in our cerebral spinal fluid's ability to flow through our body the way that it was meant to, therefore changing us, creating dis-ease and disease and emotional imbalance and unexplained aches and pains that just don't make any sense. Now, some of these bones may very well have got compromised when you were a child. Some of these bones may have been compromised when you were born, or maybe even in your mother's belly as you were growing. That's why it's so important to balance all these guys. Now, is this all that we do? Heck no. Let's go into detail in the brain itself. All these different portions of the brain all have a different job to do. But guess what? All these different portions of the brain Electrical signals just don't go there first. They go through the limbic system, and the limbic system decides where to put these things. And the limbic system is the part of your brain that remembers absolutely everything about your entire history, farther back than you even know. It could be some genetic imbalances passed down generations that are causing you to be the way that you are today. But imagine if you, for instance, had a car accident. What goes into a car accident? Well, imagine what you saw. Imagine what you heard. Imagine what you felt. Imagine what you were doing before the car accident. 5, 10, 15, an hour, maybe even a day before. Imagine what happened after the car accident. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, the next day, week, month. Because if you had a head injury during that car accident, what gets involved in that? Well, laying down on your bed. I know that for a fact. Now your pillow doesn't feel comfortable anymore. You're always looking for a new bed because a bed is never supporting you. Okay. And now what else do we do? Well, we eat. We eat food, right? And now the food has become part of the car accident or the trauma or whatever you went through. And so now my digestion is screwed up. Well, why? Is there another possibility for as to why? Heck yeah. Look at this here. What's related to the brain stem, the cranial nerves. And what's one really, really special cranial nerve that everybody likes to talk about these days? The vagus nerve. Vagus nerve leads from the base of the brain, comes down, supplies information to and receives information from all of the internal organs, liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, adrenals, input into the larynx, even sensory input into the ears. Oh, not to mention the reproductive organs. So maybe if you're lost your will for having a good time, it could be related to old accidents and injuries related to the brain. Okay. But that's not all. Oh no, that's not all. Because what else happens? What were you doing before the head injury? As we get back into the limbic system here, were you moving your body? Well, then we've got to look at the cerebellum as well. Cerebellum's the base of the skull, you see it, or the base of the brain down here, leaving from the brain stem. Boom. Whew. And a lot of times when I work with people who have head injuries, including myself, I've had to do a lot of work around the pons, and I'll actually work on them while they're in a chair, twirling in circles. Now, the first time we don't just twirl them like crazy. The first time we have them go around. Actually, the first time I asked their energy, hey, energy, is it okay if I have this person turn around in a circle? And if their energy says no, well, I have them think about turning around in a circle while I work on the pons and medulla and the brainstem, pituitary gland, the entire limbic system, the entire brain, the chakras, meridians, emotions. Oh yeah, we didn't realize that we're working on all those things as well, did we? Lots and lots of emotions and all the chakras. And did you know all those chakras communicate with all those organs? Have direct relation to all those organs. And when we are balancing all of those chakras, we're therefore balancing all the organs. So we're working with the organs relation to not only the vagus nerve and the chakras, but also all the input coming from the spinal cord. Because if you had a car accident, is it just the brain that got affected? Is it just the neck? No, your entire spine, every single organ of your body, every single bone of your body was affected by the car accident, every single emotion. For instance, if you got in a car accident at 16 years old, you can imagine the fear that goes into that. Oh, my dad's going to kill me. If you got in a car accident when you're 30 and the people drove away and you were stuck with the bill, they hit you and they drove away, little hit and run. Now we're friggin' raging, right? Oh, you ruined my life. I can't get to work. I have to pay for all this, right? Emotions are a huge impact, not only on our physical body and our mental self, but also our digestion, every bone in our body, every muscle in our body. So yes, we're affecting all of those things and so much more. Oh yes, so much more. And also, did you know that all the chakras communicate with each other all the time, as well as everything outside of you all the time? And when you are stuck with old triggers from old incidents, from hitting your head, not just the car accident, but every time you've hit your head, every time there's an emotional response in your life, those chakras are now affected by the triggers you're holding on to, and therefore they get out of balance in relation to everything that may be going on outside of your life. Very important. And did you know that the meridians kind of operate the same way, but different? A different thought process. They're still energy centers, lots of energy centers. And then if we were looking at the nadis from Ayurvedic medicine, there'd be even more dots all over these bodies because there's even more energy centers in relation to Ayurvedic medicine. And then I love this. This is our new definition of core. No, not just the muscles in the abdomen. Very important. Every blue muscle here has a correlation to internal support, your new definition of core. And if all these muscles are working properly, you feel aligned in gravity, standing, sitting, laying down, playing. But when you've had a trauma to the nervous system, the limbic system, let's go back up to the limbic system up here. The limbic system, help me. There we go. Our limbic system, it gets overwhelmed by all the information going all the time, and it doesn't know how to stop the information. We're not like a gazelle. We're not like a gazelle that gets chased by a lion and gets away and then and shakes it off and just goes back to eating. A lot of us are freaking emotional basket cases that hold on to all that crap, and it affects us. Now, we might not be holding on to the emotions, but we may very well be holding on to the physical impact of the head injury, which in turn, let me share my screen here again. If you got hit from a strange angle, let's get this out of here. Your corpus callosum, the separation between the two hemispheres, it gets strained. And now all of a sudden we've got miscommunications between the left and right side of the brain. Is it possible that that is what a major contributor to PTSD, as well as the damage to the frontal cortex? I'll tell you what, if you break a windshield with your forehead, I have done that, it changes you. And add to that all of the athletic injuries that I have put myself through, it changes you a lot. The depression goes through the roof. The anger, the rage goes through the roof. The disconnection to your physical body. You don't even know what's going on in there anymore. And you start doing dumb stuff. Immoral stuff, right? And we don't know why. It's because our brain, it's lost its ability to be moral. Wow, that was a huge shocker for me one day. I was listening, I forget what I was listening to, but I muscle tested myself and I said, am I moral? Nope. What? Okay, I got to repair that right now because it doesn't help me. It doesn't help my daughter. It doesn't help anybody I'm working with. Oh, that was a huge. Good. How we doing out there? All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So where were we? Oh, yeah. Corpus callosum, or the falx cerebri. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, and by the way, head injuries, concussions, trauma affects our body's ability to maintain a balance in the hormones. Serotonin, dopamine production. Now we're all of a sudden we're looking for dopamine hits constantly. We don't know how to be happy because serotonin's freaking gone. So if you are your hormones completely out of balance? Because remember, pituitary gland, we've got this pituitary, thyroid, adrenal complex. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that. That would be a great thing to have a picture of. So the pituitary gland sits here. Talks to the thyroid, talks to the adrenal glands all the way down, sitting on top of your kidneys. And if that gets out of balance, you're living on cortisol all the time. And you get even more angry, overwhelmed, tired all the time, but you can't sleep. So then you're even more tired, and it's round and around and around and around. How's that resonate with you? Hey, what's up there, Queens? Hey, welcome, welcome. I didn't answer, so looks like she might have left. That's all right. Is she still here? I don't know. Hello, hello. Looks like, oh, a bunch of people just jumped on. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm on a little soapbox, so apologies if I don't get to your question immediately. Oh, by the way, I do have a free class on Wednesdays, Healing the Neck. So the link is in my bio, or you can message me right here. Or look at this, I can even watch this. This is the amazing thing about, let's go ahead and stop sharing there. Amazing thing about technology nowadays, I can actually go over here and get the direct scheduling link and come over there, come back over here and put it in the chat. Boom. There you go. You guys have the link to sign up for my class right now. The link is in the chat. Beautiful. Do you have any questions about concussions, head injuries, traumas that are preventing you from being the person that you're meant to be? I guess I should have put an edit video, or I should have put a description in this video, huh? That's right. Let's do this now. Do you believe you can heal? Do you believe you can touch the sky? Dream about it every night and day. Spread your wings and fly away. So, big question that I wanted to start with today, I lost my way, is, do you believe that you can heal? And what does it take to genuinely heal? What does it take to heal? I'm still here. Right on, Queens. Well, make sure you sign up for class tomorrow. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Healing the Neck. It's 30 minutes of unadulterated energy flow. Go to it. And then make sure you send that link to your friends so that they can all sign up and spread the gospel. So, what does it take to heal? Well, it takes a whole lot of knowledge and a whole lot of wisdom. And that's what I have. I've got a crap load of knowledge that I've turned into wisdom. And what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge is me reading a book. Wisdom is taking the information from that book and putting it into practice so that I have a complete understanding of it, or more so every single day. So that when I am working with you and teaching you, notice how the book disappeared there. When I'm working with you and teaching you, you can take the knowledge that I'm giving you, and then we put it into practice while we're working together. And okay, now this makes sense. Now it's creating wisdom within you, and you're taking it and making it stronger every moment of every day. Now, what do you need knowledge about? Well, you need knowledge about the nervous system. You need to know all of the bones of the body, the 206 bones. You need to know all of the muscles of the body. There's a crap load of them, because if you think about the rotators in the spinal column, there's little tiny muscles that go from one vertebrae to the next, and one vertebrae to the second vertebrae, and one vertebrae to the third vertebrae. Each and every single one of those rotators has an ability to be disconnected, therefore causing a misalignment in the vertebrae itself, therefore causing strain upon the nerve that leads in that area, therefore causing strain upon the muscles or the organs that it innervates. You have to have knowledge and wisdom about the chakras, the meridians, the emotions. You have to have knowledge about ways to release them for yourself, but not just release, but genuinely release and teach your nervous system a new way of being. Because we can release anger until the cows come home, but if you don't teach your nervous system what it feels like to be calm amidst the chaos, you immediately go back to anger. If you don't know how to forgive, you will be carrying weight upon your back that is only weighing you down. And I know what you experienced. You don't feel like you should forgive them because they did harm to you, or the experience did harm to you. But it's only hurting you by carrying that anger and that sadness and that grief. How's that resonate, right? I didn't learn forgiveness until last year. That was a good day. Actually, I ended up making a class about it. And during the class, I had 3 pictures they could choose from. You can bring everybody in that you would like to forgive into a classroom. You can bring everybody into like the Superdome, or you can bring everybody into the Greek Colosseum, right? They just kept getting bigger and bigger. Of course, the Superdome's, I think, bigger than the Colosseum, but you get the picture. And some people had them just in the classroom. That's all they needed. Other people, it was completely filled in the Colosseum. And that's true, because if anybody's ever cut you off when you're driving, those would be people to forgive. If you've ever cut somebody off while driving, would it be a good idea to forgive yourself for making a mistake? How many mistakes have you made in your entire lifetime? Would it be good to forgive yourself for all of those mistakes in your entire lifetime? Is it possible you're carrying mistakes that were passed down genetically? Would it be a good idea to help your ancestors forgive? Hell yeah. Can we do that? Hell yeah, because energy is constant. There is no timeline for energy. Any questions out there? Any comments? I feel like I'm almost done with my soapbox here. So that's just a little bit of what it takes to heal, not to mention nutrition, proper fluid intake, meaning electrolytes and water. Does your body absorb water? Your body might not even absorb water. And that's why you're peeing all the time. Holy crap. That's why you're peeing all the time, because your body's not absorbing it. Oh. I think I had a little aha. Okay. So why is your body not absorbing it? We got to get to the root cause. We got to find your root cause of why your body might not be absorbing the water. Your constant state of dehydration, even though you drink water. Or maybe you don't drink water because you're afraid you got to pee all the time because your body's not absorbing water. So it's always being taken right out. Is it because you don't have enough electrolytes to hold it in there? Is it because you're in constant stress and your breathing is completely off and your blood doesn't have the proper oxygen in order to do their job? Wow. So many possibilities. And that's why I'm always muscle testing to find the root cause. Will people in the past be forgiven by you? If you want to. But notice your chest is tightening up there. I'm going to call you Moon. I'm going to call you Moon since I know we're from TikTok, but we're going to stick with, no, Queen, nope, we're going to call you Moon. Do you genuinely want to forgive them right now? And notice how tight the chest is. So that's your subconscious. Let's go ahead and share my video here so we can get back to the subconscious. Okay, so subconscious is not this mystical thing that doesn't make any sense. Your subconscious, in my world, is your limbic system, is your inner child. And if your limbic system is dead set on holding on to the anger and the fear and the sadness and the hate and the overwhelm and all that negativity, you have to, and that's what I do for you when we're working together. We tap in, find why your subconscious wants to hold on to that. And then as you start seeing those people come in, you start repeating the Ho'oponopono, and I'm over there supporting you and making changes in your chakras and your meridians and your brain and everything. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, why is everybody leaving? Because you forgave them. You forgave them. You're releasing the weight from them. You're releasing the emotional attachment, the little lines the little lines that are constantly connected to them and from them, you are cutting them all off so that you can be free for yourself. Now, some of those lines might want to reattach, or you might want to reattach those lines, but guess what? Because you've learned how to do this for yourself, you can check in every morning. Okay, is there any lines? Oh, yep, there's a bunch of lines. Cut them all off, do some tapping. This feels wonderful, not having those lines, but we got to go in and rewire the nervous system. How's that resonate with you? How's that resonate there, Moon? Been a little soapbox here. I got to get myself some water. Any other questions about what it takes to heal? And healing, again, most of you were not here when we first started. Healing is not the same for everyone. Healing can mean disease or dis-ease. Healing can be getting yourself back on the field, getting back to work. Healing can be a multitude of wants. Healing relationship around money. Healing relationship around relationships. healing your inability to be happy, to be strong, to be flexible. And I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Let's let this catch up and see what kind of comments it's got. It's good. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe while you're here. Hit that little subscription button and give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up because this information's friggin' bomb. And by the way, I do have a class tomorrow. I do have a free class tomorrow. Actually, I have classes 3 days a week, but I'm throwing in an extra one. It's a free class focusing on healing the neck. It is at the top of the chat there. So go ahead and check that out. It's at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you put in your time zone. That way I don't have to repair it. There's a little time zone thing on top of the box. Make sure you click that little sucker and put in your time zone. It's on Zoom. You can have your camera on or off. Doesn't matter. There is no talking. I am the only one talking. You're watching and tapping along while you breathe to pre-recorded audios as well as pictures. And then you're learning a whole lot. But realize while you are listening, let's go back and share my screen here. While you are tapping and breathing and listening to the audios, I am balancing, ready? Here we go. All of this stuff for you. All of it. Oh, I got to wait for that one to transition because yes, there we go. All of this stuff, the chakras, meridians, emotions, organs, nerves, every part of the brain, the body, every muscles, the digestive tract, the lymphatic system, everything and anything that comes up in relation to everyone and anyone who is there. Boom. And that's a lot of stuff, isn't it? Seems overwhelming, right? But I've got a system. I've got a system that I've been working on for really seriously for 2 years, but I started really studying it 8 years ago when I figured out, you know what? I can heal my brain from all of the accidents, all of the injuries that I've sustained. That's what we want. We want to be able to heal ourselves. And that's one thing that you're learning in these classes as well. You're learning how to actually acknowledge, you know what? I'm holding on to this. You're even going to learn what's the root cause. What's the root cause of that? Now, at first, it might be hard because you don't exactly trust your ability to know what the root cause is. But every time you come to a class, you clear more. It opens you up to be able to learn more. And then all of a sudden, ooh, I'm learning how to heal. It's friggin' awesome. So be sure you sign up for class. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead and sign up right now. That way you don't forget. Go over there, click that link. Boom. It opens right up on the top of the page. Actually, I'm going to share Watch this. This is going to be awesome. I am going to go over to Zoom and I'm going to share. And I'm going to share my screen here. And now we're going to be looking at myself over and over. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to click that little link and it opens up there. Set your time zone. Right now it's Pacific time zone for myself. And we will hit the book button. You put in your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email address, and then click all the I'm ready to heal my life. I'm ready to be with Zoom up and running 5 minutes before the beginning of the appointment. That way there's no stress. You're not running, oh, I have to get there. And you'll get a notice beforehand, right? I'm open to new information to help me become the person I'm meant to be. Be sure to add all your emails to your contacts so you don't miss anything from me. And then add me to your email list. And then click book your class. Boom. It is that quick, that easy. And you will be better. So go ahead and do that for yourself today. All right. Any questions out there? Any comments? Does this make sense? Turn that off. Put me on work. Do not disturb me. This has been a great rant. Gotten a lot of stuff done today. This is going to be good. Might make some, no, not might. I will be making some clips out of this and sharing the crap out of it. Right. Okay. Well, I think I'm done with my soapbox for today. So thank you guys for listening to the utter chaos that flowed effortlessly from my lips. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And remember, when you do come to the class is recorded and you're able to watch it for 3 days afterwards, which means you get 3 more days of healing. Do you still receive what you've gotten during the class? Yes, you do. Because remember, energy is constant. It never stops. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.